So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's play the board game. Well, you know how the board game works. We pick two people or prehistoric reptiles, we compare them both, and then we decide, I get to decide who's the biggest bore. So, tonight on the board game, who's more boring? Mark Zuckerberg or a cheek lizard parareptile? Well, on the one hand, Mark Zuckerberg. He's an internet entrepreneur who co-founded Facebook. Even when he was a toddler, Zuckerberg was destined to invent Facebook based on all the experience he got from being constantly unfriended. Like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg invented a product that changed the world before he was 30 years old. However, unlike Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg was known at a much earlier age for being a complete a-hole. Mark Zuckerberg is a vegetarian and once said he will only eat meat if he has killed the animal himself. Coincidentally, a cannibal tribe in western New Guinea said that they don't regularly consume human flesh, though they would gladly eat Mark Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg owns a Hungarian sheepdog named Beast, who has a Facebook page with 1.5 million fans, which is about 1.5 million more than the number of people who like Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg suffers from red-green color blindness, which is why blue dominates Facebook's color scheme. Zuckerberg also suffers from an acute illness which doctors describe as inflammation of the ego. Well, and on the other hand, the cheek lizard was a large primitive reptile that flourished during the prehistoric Permian period. Even though the cheek lizard hasn't been around for 300 million years, it still has more likes on Facebook than Mark Zuckerberg. Cheek lizards were stocky with small heads and robust limbs and were protected by thorny skin, compared to Mark Zuckerberg, who has a big head and is thin-skinned, protected by thorny lawyers. In comparison to other prehistoric reptiles, the cheek lizard is related to a species of turtles, whereas compared to other billionaire media magnates, Mark Zuckerberg is considered a snake. It's a tough call, ladies and gentlemen, but if you had to pick who bores you the most, Mark Zuckerberg or a cheek lizard parareptile, the correct answer is Mark Zuckerberg. And thanks for playing the board game.